Dear Vice President of the European Parliament, Mr. Tajani, dear Vice President of the European Commission, Mr. Katainen, dear fellow entrepreneurs, dear colleagues of the European Chambers, the time has come to claim back our role in society. We, entrepreneurs, business owners, and business representatives, we all have a responsibility and we want to honor it. Businesses are here since the origin of the human species. And not by chance their initial appearance coincides with the expression of a need by someone and the possibility to satisfy it by someone else. A need of people, a need, as we would say today, a need of citizens. In almost every region in the world, this capacity to satisfy people's needs is still there and characterizes the presence of business, of a company, of a multitude of them. And the multitude of businesses shapes the wealth and richness of a country. Because in reality, every country depends very much on wealth, richness, and quality of the businesses living and operating in such country. And business is also at the origin of progress, technological and societal, that identifies the time we are living in. We have continuously improved our standards of life, thanks, among other factors, to the intrinsic capacity of business to improve their products and services. And the history of Europe is not different. When a small group of enlightened people, the so-called founder fathers, were confronted with enormous challenges in the early 50s, they have imagined a region where people could live in peace, with no conflicts, prospering and developing thanks to the prosperity of the rebuilt businesses community. A region where the movement of people and goods was easy, and where the cross-border activities were supported. This was the initial stage of the European globalization. Now we call it internal market, but at that time was an incredible investment on the possibilities for the business community to grow and therefore generate jobs and wealth for the post-war recovery. And this is how Europeans have been able to overcome the horror of the sequence of wars that have bloodied our territories. And that has been possible thanks to Europe and these businesses, thanks to us all. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot neglect the contribution that has been provided by our political leaders to this process. Political leaders that have paid an extreme high attention to the needs of society and how those needs could have been satisfied by the businesses. And this is the reason why we have organized once more the European Parliament of Enterprises. To have our voice heard by the political leaders, thanks to Mr. Tajani and thanks to Mr. Katainen. I think they listen us. The time has come to reconcile the needs of society with the capacity of the business to satisfy those needs, obtaining the full support of political leaders. The time has come for businesses to declare their willingness and capacity to contribute to the solution of the fears of these days, citizens' fears and worries. Globalization, unemployment, unloyal competition, migration, climate change are the fears of today's world. The European businesses can contribute to solve those problems. But how? You heard it before. Developing a real economic diplomacy around the globe. Educating and training people according to the needs of the companies. Reforming trade defense instruments. Managing the inflow of migrants. Integrating them in the EU labor market. Investing in technologies able to manage the energy transition and fight against protectionism. The time has come for you today to upgrade the level of your and our ambition, the level of your contribution to the management of complex dynamics of these today's worlds. Our debate and our votes today will set a series of recommendations for the political leaders that could continue to support the European businesses. And the fathers have demonstrated us years and years ago. Europe needs business, you remember, and business needs Europe. The time has come for me to appoint each and every you as a member of the European Parliament of Enterprises 2016. The time has come to demonstrate how much we are able to contribute to the leadership we claim we have at European level. The time has come to be real European. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up another time to feel as European. I am, for you, European. Please stand up. I declare the European Parliament of Enterprises 2016 open. Thank you.